Hi everyone. I thought that I would um, film a video today and talk a little bit about forgiveness, since that is what the upcoming workshops are focused on, and since just the two words freedom and forgiveness put together in one phrase will bring up a lot of issues of safety, insecurity, and vulnerability. So I wanted to come in and just share a little bit from my heart to you if you're considering joining us this weekend. The majority of people are walking around holding on to all kinds of different anger and blame and grudges and resentments, which are really disempowering. It gets in the way of deepening relationships. It causes health issues. It stops us from stepping into our greatness. Um, and even though nobody consciously chooses to give up their power to their neighbors or to their partners or to their ex-husbands or their bosses or their co-workers, whether we have the smallest of circumstances or the gravest of past situations, we are giving up our power if we're still hanging on to it. And forgiveness is the way to reclaim your power and to find freedom. Yet it's really funny that forgiveness is something that, for the most part, is incomprehensible to achieve on your own and to fully integrate in a way that these victim places no longer enslave us. It's typically considered really difficult to achieve, and harder still to find a surefire way to fully embody forgiveness. That's why even even some professional therapists have a hard time with real forgiveness, because the standard way of looking at things is that there's something wrong with the situation. Um, our human conditioning at that point then would, just have a natural need to condemn and to shut down and to, close off, to give up our power. And if we are, on one hand, needing to condemn, and another hand, looking to release these old situations and find freedom, then we're really trapped in a vicious cycle that goes on with that. And the thing that really separates the people who have achieved true release and freedom from their past, and we hear stories all the time about these people, is that they were able to see and use these challenges and obstacles as a portal for greater unity, fulfillment, and for joy. So true forgiveness and release is possible if we take the right approach. We have a belief in something bigger than ourselves and have the right support in doing so. For me, real forgiveness is about completely transforming our victim stories. And it's not something that can be done with, mental understanding alone. It also can't take place without expanding our consciousness and connecting to our inner guidance, and really connection to creation itself. My sole focus in my work is to help women and men reclaim their power through forgiveness and expanding their awareness and consciousness. When we hold on to these old grudges, we stay stuck in our stories, stuck in our victim places, stuck in our past. Ultimately, all forgiveness is self-forgiveness as well. This is it's that way for two reasons. First of all, in our need to condemn, we're actually holding the past against them, But unfortunately, it's like a double-edged sword, because then we also hold ourselves hostage. We hold ourselves hostage to our stories and our past. We can't move forward and beyond them. All forgiveness is also self-forgiveness, because even the women who have been raped, they still have these deep feelings of, what if I had done this or that differently? They have, they're carrying shame and guilt, which, so self forgiveness is what heals. It's forgiveness. It's that really transforming, um, and reframing and embodying what real forgiveness is about. So, anyways, with that, I would love to have you join us in this upcoming forgiveness workshop. I know that, like I said, just the word forgiveness lends itself to feeling vulnerable and re experiencing our pain, our anger, our shame, our guilt. And it's really understandable to feel unsure if you really want to attend. But the one thing, one of the reasons why I wanted to get on here today was to assure you that there won't be a time where you will need to share the specifics of your stories. I have a really unique way of doing this work, um, this transformational work in a unique way. But you also need to know that it still requires that you are really ready to shed your past, that you know it's time to truly reclaim your power, and that you're self-reliant, that you're willing to take responsibility for yourself within a supportive environment like this. So, like I said, it's not easy, but I promise when you embrace healing in this way, you will experience greater freedom and happiness. And I would love, myself and Tamara would love to support you in this process. So, with that, if you have any questions, please reach out to us, and blessings. Bye.